my name is Haley Gregory, and I will be delivering an informative speech on Marilyn Monroe. Blonde, busty, beautiful bombshell. These are just some of the words that come to our minds when we think about the iconic Marilyn Monroe. With her hourglass figure, wispy voice, and bubbly personality, the public was enamored with Marilyn whenever they saw her on the silver screen. Perhaps known as one of the first sex symbols, she captivated audiences around the world and was adored by millions, but it is often said that the brightest stars burn the fastest. We may think we know everything there is to know when it comes to one of Tinseltown's biggest enigmas, but make no mistake, there is more to her than meets the eye. Marilyn Monroe was a troubled starlet that skyrocketed to icon status by overcoming the hurdles of her difficult childhood, the demanding pressures of Hollywood, and her severe prescription drug addiction that ultimately led to her untimely death. I would like to begin by introducing you to her before she was the star we all know and love today. Norma Jean Mortison was born on June 1st, 1926 in Los Angeles, California, and was the third child to her mother Gladys Baker, and she never knew her father. Because Gladys was a single mother, she was both financially and physically unprepared to care for another child, which ultimately led to an unstable mental well-being as well. This caused her to be in and out of mental health institutions, and it caused Norma to be in and out of foster care homes. Because of this upbringing, Norma Jean often felt invisible and longed for something more in this life, and attention she craved, that she was deprived of so long as a child, according to the editors of her biography at biography.com. She would earn attention from males when she developed into a young lady, and so she started modeling pinup posters for guys who were off at war in World War II. After the attention that she gained, it felt like a drug to her, and it wasn't long that she started craving more, and so she took on acting. She cut her hair, bleached it, moved to Hollywood, and dropped Norma Jean Mortison and went for a more iconic Marilyn Monroe. But Marilyn was truly just getting her career started. Now we're going to look at how she went from scared little girl to a sultry silver screen siren. As soon as she got to Hollywood, she hit the ground running, hungry for roles. She signed a short-term contract with 20th Century Fox and made a few movies, but ultimately did not get signed after the 6-month contract was up, so she went back to modeling. In 1950, she earned a small role in All About Eve that gained her notoriety, as well as another contract with 20th Century. She found her signature style and went on to do a plethora of movies, such as The 7-Year Itch and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, but she kept playing the same role as airheaded blonde. The studio execs in Hollywood ignored her numerous requests to play meatier characters, according to the editors of Encyclopedia Britannica at Britannica.com, and they only allowed her to play love goddesses and women with one-dimensional personalities that they knew would gain people to theaters and make them more money. This led to her developing crippling anxiety and depression, causing her to be physically ill and late to set, which gained her a bad reputation with her peers and coworkers. In order to escape the daunting pressures of Hollywood, Marilyn moved to New York City where she thought she would be taken more serious as an actor, but her insecurities followed her. Marilyn kept battling her inner demons that caused her to lean more and more on prescription medication. The illnesses that she had, such as depression and anxiety, only worsened after Marilyn was famously fired from the set of her last project that she would ever work on, titled Something's Gotta Give in 1962, for never showing up. According to Dr. Howard Markle in his 2016 column, Marilyn Monroe and the Drugs That Killed Her, on PBS.com, after the firing, Marilyn often felt harassed and lonely, which made falling asleep increasingly more and more difficult. In order to resist insomnia, she would end up mixing the likes of sleeping pills, sedatives, and alcohol to the point of being lethal every single night. On August 5th, 1962, she was found in her house by her housekeeper, draped across her bed with pills on her nightstand. At 36, her death was ruled an accidental suicide. Her short career was over, but her legacy will live on forever. In conclusion, we have learned that Marilyn Monroe was and always will be a silver screen icon, and she got there by overcoming her chaotic childhood, pushing through the pressures of Hollywood, and leaving the earth all too soon. Though she had a very successful rags to riches story, Marilyn never let go of the insecurities and childlike qualities of Norma Jean, which is something that she struggled with until her devastating passing. For me personally, I see Marilyn as more than a busty blonde, but as an inspiration for those who are either dealing with problems at home, pressures from society, or even inner demons. If we recognize these things as something that we all deal with, maybe it will be easier for us to find a light at the end of the tunnel.